So, we are live, and I want to welcome everybody back to another edition of the Northern Nerd Network. On today's edition of the Northern Nerd, we have none other than Chelsea.
Hi, guys!
And we have our special guest of the night. We have Brandon and Danica from Variant Edition. Say hello.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here.
We also are going to be talking about Geek.
None other than Chelsea.
Oh man, and I keep doing that. Sorry.
Hi, guys!
And we have our special guest of the night.
I don't know if you guys can hear that on your end,
Danica from Variant.
Okay.
but I keep forgetting to turn off volume on some other side. So I get a voice that's repeating in my ear later on. And that wrecks the whole show opener. So anyways, tonight we are talking about Geek Gift Guide. And yeah, so that's what's happening. And
you know where an awesome place in Edmonton to get geeky gifts is? Variant Edition Comics.
So what?
What?
Thank you, Chelsea.
yeah, nice little pose right there. So anyways, first off, like we start pretty much almost every show, we ask how our kind of our week was, see how everything was. So Chelsea, how was your week?
Good. Yeah, my last couple of weeks have been good. Working pretty steadily. Got my Christmas shopping done, which is kind of crazy, mostly because I'm making a good chunk of my gifts this year. So I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do that, I need the time. So got most of the supplies all gathered, and I'm ready to start making what I'm gonna make. So yeah, it's good. And I've got this week and next week left on my temporary call-out with the school board, and then I'm off for winter break when the kids are off, so that'll be kind of nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. How about you, Dan?
Well, I got some stuff to talk about. How about we just go over to Brandon and Danica? How was your guys' week over at the comic shop?
It was really good. We actually grabbed in a collection of great stuff from the 70s that finally went out on the shelves, and everyone's been going crazy for that. But that also meant that I spent a good 2 full shifts just pricing things. So like a good 18 hours just... So after that, my brain was broken. But
they're out now. They're free in the wilds of our back issue section.
Except for the free part.
No, they are.
I know.
they're not actually free.
Yeah.
They're free in their heart.
They're free range.
Free range.
Yeah.
I like it.
They've been released into the natural habitat.
I love this. Yeah. In addition to that, the store's been getting really busy. I think everybody's prepping for Christmas as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a whole bunch of new stock come in, so the shelves are packed, which is really exciting to me because there's some stuff that we reordered, some stuff that we haven't had before, so I'm really excited to share it with everybody. And we've been trying to keep up with podcasts, both listening and recording. And sleep. Sometimes there's sleep.
Sometimes there's sleep.
Yeah, you guys were saying earlier to me before the show started, you guys are doing 5 podcasts this week. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, can you just quickly explain which podcasts these are? They all are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Well, this one, for instance, is happening right now.
Surprise.
As well as our 2 podcasts, Dr. Hooch, which we record on the weekends, and Eggs and Bacon, which is the store podcast, which we record on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Hooch is our drunk Doctor Who podcast, where we watch Doctor Who, get drunk, and talk about it.
That's the best way to watch Doctor Who, really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's been a really
yes.
And then we were also on a local podcast called The One, which is about couples who have found each other and just questions about how they met and their relationships. And then I also do a podcast with my buddy, James Leask, the aggressively terribly named podcast called Podcast the Comics. It should be Comics the Podcast because our site was Comics the Blog, but we are self-saboteurs, and that wasn't terrible enough. Also, unsearchable in iTunes.
Awesome.
You can find it, but you have to search for Podcast Comics.
A podcast about comics.
Yeah.
Also, the.
Yeah, so there's
That
no real
takes a
good
lot.
descriptors.
No.
So,
It's somewhere in there. You'll find it.
yeah.
Look, just keep scrolling.
Dig for it. It's like gold, searching for gold.
It's in there. It's
Yeah.
well worth finding, though, once you find it.
Absolutely.
So anyways, like I said, I did a few things this weekend. First off, we had Trina and myself. We had a date night. We did what we call cheap date night, where we went to a ski hill, which was the Edmonton Ski Club, I believe it was. And on the first Friday of every month, they have free ski and snowboard. So you can go to the hill, you can go after a certain time, I think it was, and then you can go basically for free. So we got to go
Road by the Matart Conservatory.
Yes, which is a beautiful view, by the way. So you're skiing down the hill, and you get to see
Over the river, the hotel
pyramids all
Toronto.
lit up pretty like, and yeah, the skyline of the city, it was amazing.
Awesome.
I've never been there before. I didn't even realize that there was a ski hill, but kind of tucked in back there. So yeah, it was really good. So that was really cheap, and then we went to, oh man, it was a Mexican restaurant, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's right downtown, and it's very good. And then finally we went over to the museum, which is closing right now, or is closed at the moment. And that was free all weekend, and when we went there on Friday night, it was packed.
Mm.
Just packed. I've never seen so many people in the museum ever.
Yeah.
Parking was just terrible. Good luck finding a space. People were just circling around the parking lot for hours, I'm sure, because it took us about 20 minutes just to go around the parking lot once.
Yeah.
And if you didn't find a parking spot that one time, guess what? You're going again. So that was a lot of fun, though. Once we got in, we got to see the people upstairs. They were building the world's largest comic book.
Yeah.
And that was really cool to see. And then on Saturday we went back to because we're crazy people. We went back to the museum. This time we took the kids even, because that makes more sense. Take the kids on the craziest day of the museum, because why not? That makes sense. Let's go lose some kids in the museum. And on top of it, let's take our video camera and go and talk to the people, making the comic upstairs. So that video will be out sometime, hopefully tomorrow, where we actually go and talk to some of the creators of that comic. And yeah, it was a lot of fun and interesting to see. And then on top of all that, I have been just stuck playing this Rainbow Six game. I just bought this on the, I don't know, when it came out, so on Monday or what it was, and I've been just stuck playing it over and over and over and over again. So I think I could have probably had the video out yesterday or today, but I may have been playing the video game. So anyways, I will try not to play tonight so I can get the video done for you guys. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. We did squeeze in about maybe an hour at the museum
Yeah.
before we recorded on Saturday, and it was absolutely packed. I should have known better, but that was the only time we had the whole weekend. And I walked in and I was like, oh, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
But like I kind of just did a beeline thing where I was like, cool, I'm seeing the the caribou and the I don't know, other stuffed things that were just really cool. And then I stopped short when there's that corner where it's in the Aboriginal exhibit where there's the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
I just want to take that. I know they're just theirs, but I want to take it home and just live there because it's so peaceful.
It is very pretty.
Yeah, it was just gorgeous, and in between the whole museum being behind me and like thousands of people, it was a really nice break for me because like everyone was having fun, and that was awesome. And I just stared at the wall in awe. And I love that everyone was taking pictures. I took a few pictures. Whoever's doing the museum's social media is like on top of things. Even this, like especially this weekend, rather.
Yeah.
So, kudos to their Twitter account.
Yeah, they were tweeting a lot over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And also we went to go see on Friday night. They had swing dancers.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And they had the big band out there, so like they had the horns and the everybody was it was this big band, and they were just people were dancing all over the lobby, and you couldn't get into the museum because of people dancing in front of you. It was absolutely crazy, but it was awesome, like to just see, and they were really good. Some people like were going all out on this swing dancing, so it was a lot of fun and interesting to see there. Yeah, there was lots going on during the whole weekend too. They had shows of all sorts of things, and it was very interesting.
Yeah, like they really planned it rather well.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what time you went, I had friends that went 3 or 4 in the morning Saturday, well Sunday morning I guess, and I was like, how are you functional? But they did it, and it was amazing, and there were still people there.
And they had stuff going on like 24/7 or for the whole time, right? I think 48 hours or what it was.
More like
but they had things going on all the time, like pop-up markets. There was a market there at the time I went.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there was all like storytelling. There was movies being played in the theater.
Yeah.
They had rapid fire theater there, I think, at one point.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like there was all sorts of stuff going on there all weekend. So. Yeah.
And so now for
kind of sad to see them go for another 2 years though.
Yeah.
For our listeners and viewers that may not know, the museum isn't closing permanently.
All right.
Yeah, we should
No,
mention.
it's not closing permanently.
Just for renovation, and after the renovation is complete, the estimated timeline is, as Dan said, 2 years. It will be reopened and even more amazing than it already is now.
Well, it's moving. It's moving locations. But I heard that the main reason why is they got to catalog everything in the museum.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they got to it's all systematic, and then they got to rebuild. They're building all new displays, all new everything for all this stuff, so that they can show it off better or do some other stuff at the new museum.
And I heard somewhere that like in the current space, only a tiny fraction of the collections that the museum actually has can be on display just because of the square footage restrictions. So the new building that they're moving to will be far bigger so that they're actually able to have more of the collections that they actually own out on display.
Yeah. There's apparently quite the sizable vault underneath the museum right now that is all housing all this extra stuff that they have that you don't get to see. And there's the cat that you were talking about.
Yes, this is Jim. She is a diva and is... there we go. Come on, Jim. She's the boss. Sorry, that's not comfortable.
A cat.
A cat on the internet? What foolishness is this?
Yeah, don't get your friends' cats if they're allergic, but also still get your friends' cats.
Yeah.
See, this is the best kind of, you can appreciate cats and not be allergic to them on the internet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move into the news.
Yeah.
The news. Yeah, we have a few news items this evening. I think we're gonna keep the news short this evening so that the second half of the show can be talking all about awesome gift ideas, because that's gonna take up a lot of time. Because there's so many awesome nerdy things out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we will start off with some news first. And actually, I mean, I guess for your wealthy nerd friends, this might be a nerd gift that they might like. So there is a company called Green Magic Homes that has created eco-friendly, prefabricated hobbit holes
Yes.
that you can buy and build. And the link that I've put up on the Facebook page to the article says that the construction is so easy that 3 people who aren't particularly skilled carpenters can put one of these things together in about 3 days. And then over top goes a layer of sand and dirt and then whatever else you want. Plants, grass, trees. You can plant fruits and vegetables, fruit trees, whatever you want to plant on the top of these things.
Would do.
They look awesome. They're eco-friendly, built to withstand the elements, are climate-controlled, and yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want one of these?
I've always wanted to live in a hill. I don't know why.
You're very tall, so I find that odd.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like a really tall hobbit hole.
The builder has expressed a desire for a group of people to get together somewhere and use them to build a community, like a self-sustaining community. So you can grow all of your food basically on the roofs of your hobbit holes and have a community of hobbit holes. The builder has expressed that would be our ideal, how these would be used.
Make a commune.
Yeah, a hobbit hole commune. Yep, that's right.
Does it have internet access?
Depends on where you build your commune, and if you're that type of commune or not.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, there you go. As long as there's Netflix, right?
Yeah. As long as you get Netflix, who cares if you live inside of a hill?
So you can watch all of the Hobbit movies whilst living in your Hobbit hole.
Yeah.
There you
You know what you can also watch? Samurai Jack.
Nice.
Yes, that's right. And you can watch Samurai Jack, because Cartoon Network has announced that they will be making a new batch of episodes for the series. The creator, for years after it went off the air, tried to get a movie off the ground, and all subsequent plans for that kind of fell through. And Cartoon Network, in the long run, ended up being very happy about that because they were able to get this sort of second wind going for the cartoon round 2. So it kind of exploded everywhere on my Facebook newsfeed a couple of days ago. A few friends who were very excited about that. So I know there are lots of fans of the show who are quite excited to hear that new episodes will be coming back.
Did you ever I've never watched the show, so I
didn't watch the original, although I've heard it's pretty fun.
It is really great. It's this weirdly kind of low continuity cartoon samurai show. So just he goes through trying to exact revenge on this dude that I don't think he ever meets again in the in the show. But they basically say this guy killed his family. Now he's on a quest to avenge them, and just that. And it's so much fun, and I'm glad it's coming back.
Samurai Adventures.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just in time for winter break. Although I'm not sure, I'd have to double check I think this is just sort of being announced, so I don't know if any have been made yet or when they're going to be released. But I'm sure that Google contains all of that information.
Yeah.
But speaking of other things to snuggle in and watch, if you are feeling ambitious and wanting to leave the house to get your entertainment, which, whoa, hey now, leaving the house to get your entertainment.
Ugh.
Cirque du Soleil has teamed up with James Cameron to bring you the Cirque du Soleil Avatar show. That's right, you heard it here, folks. Cirque du Soleil's newest production, brand new production, that will be having its official world premiere in Montreal on December 21st, is based off of and a co-production with James Cameron, based off the world he created for Avatar.
Now this is not during the actual movie.
No, it's a live show with Cirque du Soleil performers.
No, I'm saying the storyline is not taking place during the movie.
No, I'm not sure whether it's before or after, or if it's just set in the same world.
It's saying it's set 3,000 years before the events of Avatar.
But set in the same world.
Set in the same world, so it's just you'll get the characters, or some of the not the characters, but you'll get the world at least of Avatar,
Yes.
which is sort of the draw of that series, anyways.
Yes.
So
the show is called Toruk, the First Flight. So my guess would be that it has to do with how the blue Avatar creatures learn how to bond with the creatures that they fly on. And there's some pretty impressive, I mean, it's Cirque du Soleil, their visuals are always stunning. But on the article that I've linked on the Facebook page, there's some pretty impressive looking photos of the sets and the costumes. And the one off the top has a picture of one of those big flying creatures that they're flying.
Oh, nice.
now, has anyone else seen Cirque du Soleil shows before? Chelsea, I'm pretty sure you have. But
No, there's one in town right now, and they come and they play in Vancouver all the time, but I've never actually been to one. So that's something that I would like to do at some point.
Brandon and Danica, have you ever been to a Cirque du Soleil?
We haven't, no.
The most I've seen is they'll usually have a few performers at the Calgary Stampede every now and then. And I used to be in marching band, so I had to be at the Calgary Stampede a lot. A lot of marching band.
My wife's seen a bunch of them, and I've seen one live, and that's one that they came into town with in the big tent. I can't remember what it was called, but it was quite intense. A lot of crazy. I couldn't believe what they were pulling off in just this little small space of a tent. It was absolutely unbelievable, flipping through the air and crashing into things, and yeah, it was amazing. So I cannot believe what they'll pull out of this for Avatar. It looks, some of the pictures on the article anyways look amazing. So who knows?
Yeah, the physical feats they can pull off, it's pretty unbelievable. Almost as unbelievable as a robot learning to walk.
What?
See what I did there? I get points for the segues.
Yeah, you got that's at least 5 points right there.
Yes, so our last news item on the list this evening. So robotics news is always fun and exciting, and there's always, seems like, new advancements in the news. But this sort of recent development comes out of, I believe it's UC Berkeley. And they've created a robot named Darwin. And
they have to name them because they need to make sure that the robots, when they do take over, they're like, oh, we were nice to you. We gave you names.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just putting that out there right now.
Up until now, I mean, sort of the area where a lot of attention is being focused now is to create thinking and learning robots. Because up until now, robots have been bound by the confines of the programming that the engineers give to them. So yes, at UC Berkeley, they've created a robot named Darwin that has a specific algorithms in his neural net that makes it the equivalent of like a child's brain that's able to learn and figure out things. And so recently, Darwin has tested out the process of walking. He's gotten up, has been wobbly, has fallen down, and then gotten back up again and readjusted accordingly, and has basically taught himself how to walk like a toddler. Has actually gone through the learning process of figuring out how to stabilize himself and walk, which is really cool.
Well, when Darwin becomes self-aware, I want to just make sure that he understands that, yeah, I am on your side, Darwin. I mean you no harm. We do talk a lot about the robot overlords on this show for some reason. I don't know why.
About Skynet activating?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, probably.
We're pushing for it anyways. I mean, really, we're testing the boundaries constantly every day. We have Google cars that are learning how to drive themselves, and we have Darwin here learning how to walk. It's not long. It's not long. Just don't kill me.
But it's so cool and amazing, and I think the flip side of that, as amazing as it is to see the achievements that the robots themselves make, what I always come back to is the engineers and scientists creating these robots. Like, it's just, yeah, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, science never ceases to amaze me. And what they're achieving nowadays is absolutely incredible. Yeah, every day we come out with new stories, or every week we come out with new stories about some science, and it's amazing what they're pulling off nowadays. And this goes to show you exactly what, like, learning to walk.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there you go. For the nerd on your list that already has everything, what do you get them? You get them a learning robot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make sure you name him well.
But, I mean, for those of us who may not be able to afford a learning robot, what are some other nerdy gifts that we can get those in our lives that share our nerdy passion?
Well, our first suggestion is always comics.
For some reason.
It's so weird, isn't it? Like, there's a comic for everybody. There really is.
There
Absolutely.
is.
Yeah. There's still people that come in the store and I show them there's like nonfiction comics, there's true crime comics, and they're shocked because, you know, there's still the assumption that comics are capes, they're superheroes. Yeah. And while that's a huge part of it, I like finding the little niches that are like other genres. I like surprising people.
Yeah.
There's so many great comics that don't have superheroes in them. And I'm finding myself more and more buying those ones instead of the ones with the superheroes. Even though I still buy the ones with superheroes.
Oh yeah, there's some amazing superhero comics out right now.
And a lot of Star Wars comics. Which brings me to my first, kind of geeky gift, is, well, because Star Wars is everywhere.
Yeah.
BB-8. That Sphero, have you guys seen him?
Yeah.
Now, there's one specific one. You have to get the Sphero one. I'll put him up on the screen if you guys haven't seen him before. But there he is. There is some knockoffs out there. So if you're not careful, you will, oh my goodness. You will buy the one with the little motor underneath it, and there's like a wheel, and it's really cheap. don't buy that one. Get the Sphero because he actually rolls around. He plays with your phone. He is awesome. And I mean, Star Wars is everywhere though.
Yeah.
Just like in ugly sweaters. Ugly sweaters is also another thing. What's
See,
Christmas
that's-
with?
I found a Sphero that Disney made for charity. They teamed up with K Jewelers, and he was a miniature 4-inch made of gold and diamonds, worth $135,000 that they auctioned off for charity.
Oh,
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is super ridiculous.
Oh my
At
god.
least it was for charity.
Yeah.
It's less ridiculous when it's for charity.
Yeah.
It's still ridiculous.
Another awesome thing that I found that's Star Wars related that would totally be on
You gotta get this out of the way here, right off the hop.
my Christmas wish list. An X-wing knife block for your kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah. And the knives come out of the wings of the X-wing.
Do you have that up on your screen? Can you share that? Screen share that? Do you know how to do that yet?
I don't know how to do that. Let me find the link to it first.
It's pretty great how many Star Wars kitchen things there are.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I look through our previews book every month, and you could totally deck out your entire kitchen with Star Wars. There's like spatulas, there's baking pans, there's like little
Measuring cups, the R2D2 measuring cups. Have you seen those?
yeah.
That's so awesome. But you can find the cutting, like the knife block, over at, I believe it's HMV. I believe they have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's like I can't remember what was on the end of it, but there's a pizza cutter too. I'd have to look at the book again. But I get a weird sense of glee. I just like look at the pages and I look at how pretty everything is.
Lightsaber barbecue tongs, those are pretty cool.
Yes.
The barbecue tongs! I forgot about those.
So many awesome things.
I also found. I'll show you here. These are cups, glassware sets that are
Oh.
basically they're the different, like Alderaan, Death Star, Tatooine, Dagobah, Hoth, Endor. It's all built right into the glass, and they are just so pretty. I want them so much. And you can find them right on Think Geek.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint, Trina. Hint, hint. Just saying. Yes. So I will have if you guys wouldn't mind sending me some links to some of your nice little geeky gifts there.
Oh yeah.
And I will put them up on our website, just so everybody will have them.
Okay.
So
We can do that.
once we're done talking, and I put this up in podcast form, I will put up the links with that as well, so everyone can go and check out some awesome geeky gifts. Yes. Anyways, so that's all the Star Wars stuff I have.
Well, for kind of keeping on that theme, actually, there have been a lot of really cool Star Wars comics. One of the things that people should be on the lookout for is the Shattered Empire comic, which is the first, I believe, at least in the comics, the first official comic in the new canon that takes place outside of or after Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
I'm looking around
That's
my
up
room
now.
to see if I have it. Probably in the stack here somewhere.
Yeah.
I have Star Wars.
The
Yes,
book was
Shattered
written,
Empire. Which,
yeah.
by the way, if you're looking for hints on who the Black Stormtrooper, what's his name?
Kylo Ren, maybe?
Not
No.
Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is the guy with the dual, the lightsaber,
Right.
the dark. Shoot. Man, I was talking about all this stuff today. Anyways, my mind is going more blank at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But anyways, hints about his origins are in these books.
Okay, yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then, yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to say. But they're very good, by the way. The whole series is fantastic. And then right now they got that Darth Vader Down comic, which is the crossover event that's happening, and that's been so far so good.
I love Kieran Gillen, one of the writers, was pitching it. Basically, it was like, no, he gets out. This is just a matter of how many people he takes with him. And
so far, it's a lot.
Half through, and it's
about 2 pages in, you'll find.
That's a white swath, basically.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Darth Vader, not just middle management.
Yes.
What else do you have there for us, Chelsea?
Well, something that's close to my heart appeals to my love of swords, very much like this Star Wars X-Wing knife block. More gadgets for the kitchen. This one is an ice cube tray that makes sword-shaped ice cubes.
Yeah.
Sword sickles. Yeah. So they are silicone swords sitting in like a shape just a little bit bigger than them, and you pour water around them, and then they freeze. So you've got like an ice blade on the silicone handle of these swords.
That's awesome.
They've got like a scimitar, and they've got a saber, and they've got like a Roman short sword, and yeah, pretty sweet.
It sounds like you're some sort of like sword nerd or something like that, right?
Yeah, almost something like that. Like I fight with swords for fun.
Yeah. Just like constantly always. What is the group that you're in?
Fight Directors Canada.
That's right, Fight Directors Canada.
Oh, sweet.
We've kind of got something akin to that, I guess. These are some Marvel superhero ones that you can get too.
So Dan, how do I share my screen? Because I've got the Swordsicles page up here.
All right, so it's up on the side of the video thingamajigger.
Yes, where the toolbox in the toolbox.
It should be a little green arrow.
Yeah.
And then you click on it, and it should be screen share. And it should come up with your screens.
Entire screen, Google Hangouts.
I don't know. I have multiple screens, so it's really easy for me.
How about now?
There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah. Swordsicles. Oh, and just so you can see it,
Wow.
here's the X-Wing knife block.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, and the Swordsicles. And just because, here's the gold and diamond BB-8.
Oh.
Wow. That is so pretty. Does it work?
I think it's just a replica. It's only 4 inches tall. I know BB-8 isn't that big to begin with, but this is just a replica.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's still pretty. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Moving along. I love board games, and so for this year, the board game that I'm most looking forward to is probably Pandemic Legacy.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if you've heard of this or know what Pandemic is. Pandemic is basically it's a cooperative board game about trying to eradicate disease from the world. Very fun game, awesome just on its own. But Legacy means that the game changes. So as you play it, the more you play it, there's different things that are going to happen during the game. You could rip up cards. You can put stickers over top of different cards. You could lose characters. All sorts of different crazy things can happen during your play of the game. I believe it goes through months, so 12 months or 12 times you play it. So usually you try to play it with the same set of friends, and as you play it, more and more things will happen during your plays. And I just cannot wait to play this game. I really want to try to get a good sit down with a few friends and go through this. So Pandemic Legacy is my pick for my board games for this year.
That's really cool. Like, I know they've done that with Risk before. They did a Risk Legacy.
They did a Risk Legacy. That was the first one that they've done, and Pandemic Legacy is the second one.
That's really cool. I hope that somebody other than Z-Man is the distributor on that one, because they're a terrible distributor.
Yes, they are. I've heard. But yeah, Z-Man is the one that's probably going to be. Isn't there other people that you can get them through?
There used to be. Then they decided to become their own distributor. So that made it really hard for most people to get any of their things when they have it in stock, which is not often.
Yeah. Just quickly going on my role of board games here. I kind of like dice because dice are fun. And so I found this. Now this is called Acco Dice 2. Now, this is kind of a Kickstarter. I believe it's already been backed. It's been fully backed. But I think we still have 8 days on this, by the way. So if you want to get in on this, they have some of the prettiest dice I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Some very cool mechanics on the dice. Like this dice kind of rolls into the other side, like the line kind of gets into the other side and adds to the amount on the one. So just some really cool looking dice that I've never seen before. Different shapes, different colors, different. Very, very, very nice. If you're really into, getting something different, these dice are maybe something you might want to take a look at.
Oh, that's really cool.
Acco Dice.
Now it just makes me want to play Yahtzee with pretty dice.
Doesn't it?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. AKO Dice 2 by Kacha. So far they have 930 backers, 8 days to go, so go back them on Kickstarter and get some cool dice.
Awesome.
What else do you guys have?
Us for ideas and stuff?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to toss this out there.
Okay.
Do you have anything nerdy on your personal list that you've been eyeing? Practical and or otherwise.
This is a good way to do your hints for the year.
Yeah. Well, I've been holding off buying some comics for a while because I want to share them with people, but I know there's some trades that I'm gonna get later. Although I wouldn't mind if they showed up. One of my favorites from this year has been a series called The Infinite Loop.
Oh, right, yeah.
It was originally, it's by French creators, and I believe it was originally funded on a French Kickstarter, and then IDW published it in North America.
Oh, wow. I didn't actually know that, so that's cool.
Yeah. Basically, it's a science fiction romance. So the main character is a time agent destroying anomalies that show up in other time streams until one of the time anomalies is a beautiful woman. And she falls madly in love with her. But, of course, the other agents come after her because you have to destroy anomalies, and that's the job. So she basically goes through different time and So the art is very, very fluid and very colorful. And it's all on the lines of fighting for their love. And I felt it really. Okay. It still brings a lot of emotion to me, so I definitely do want to own it, but I wanted to tell so many people about it when the trade came in. It was actually really hard for me to just take it home right away.
And that right there, that's the mark of a good story.
Oh, absolutely.
When it hits you like that and stays with you like that, you know it's the goods.
That just time travel. I tried, like, we watch Star Trek and stuff like that. Those seem to be always the ones that my wife hates the most. She just cannot wrap her mind around time traveling.
What about Trina likes sex criminals though, and that's about
Stopping time.
stopping time, in and out of time,
Yeah.
creating time anomalies, etc. There's time police in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, but not quite the same degree as I'm sure this book might be. I think that's...
It's more of the love story and more fighting for it than hard science about time travel. So I think she might enjoy it.
I'll have to talk to her about it. No.
Yeah.
She's always looking for different ones. We're starting to read Beauty here.
The
Oh,
Beauty.
you're reading Beauty.
Yes.
How are you liking it?
I like it. And Trina likes it too. It's been pretty good so far. I still have no idea how he ended up with it, so I don't want to get into too much about it. So it's so far so good. I've been really enjoying it.
That's good. It's been my favorite new series in the last few months.
Yeah.
And I know for nerdy things that we've kind of been hoping to get at some point. The complete Matt Smith Doctor Who. It comes in a box by Yay and Yay.
Yeah, the DVD seasons.
Yeah.
We have the Tennant box set, and they did such a good job on that. It's so beautiful, and even though we do have all the seasons, we want the pretty box.
We don't have all the bonus content, and we really like Doctor Who. You guys, I don't know if you've heard of this show. It's pretty niche, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean that thing you were talking about earlier where you get drunk on Sundays and talk about the show? That thing?
Yeah, whatever that is.
This is a show that no one watches? I don't know.
Nobody watches that.
A Sonic what now? A Dalek? What?
Well, okay. So speaking of Doctor Who,
Yes.
I found this. Hang on. It is a comforter
Oh.
with here we go. And it's basically there's also pillows that can go with it, which you see right here, right on the screen. Oh, let me make that bigger. There you go. So yes, if you're kind of into, I don't know if you guys are into Doctor Who or what, but that would be my gift for a Doctor Who fan in your life.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me just rejig my
Think Geek.
Christmas list.
Boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
That is amazing.
Isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
I believe the pillows are sold separately. So it's the comforter, and then you have to get the pillowcases. But yes,
That's
awesome.
Breaker. That's
We'll
amazing.
be up on the website as well. So, Doctor Who fans, you want to sleep in Doctor Who. You want to sleep in the TARDIS, essentially.
True. True. The it's at the
What
store
did you
now.
figure on the inside?
You've seen our store TARDIS, right?
Yes, I've seen the TARDIS.
Yeah. It's basically a fold-out child's tent, but this couch we're sitting on is only 5 feet wide, and it fits right in the TARDIS. So we didn't sleep in the TARDIS, but we hung out and watched movies in the TARDIS.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yep.
No, exactly.
It was pretty rad. I kind of every so often I'm like, does the store need a TARDIS? The living room needs a TARDIS. But then
Almost everything needs a TARDIS.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I guess I'm gonna hop on the cool betting train and back to my love of swords. So there's a company called Royal Cane that's made a series of pillowcases called Pillow Fights. So it's 2 pillowcases, and on each pillowcase there's a picture of one on one thing and one on the other, and it's various things fighting each other. So they've got like cats and dinosaurs and like a matador and a bull. But on the one I like,
Yeah.
it's 2 people having a duel.
Just wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, cool.
Hang on, there we go. So it's 2 fencers.
2 fencers having a duel, but like they've got cats.
Oh, I like the cat one. No surprise. Nobody is surprised. That is amazing.
They've got
I love the cat flying through the air.
a matador and a bullfighter, a fisher, baseball players,
This is a good idea.
King Kong and Godzilla.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
dinosaurs, a knight and a dragon.
Boxers.
Yeah,
Man.
a whole set.
I did not know that this existed up until now. And now I can't live without it.
Cops and robbers. Yeah. And sort of in that same textile veins, with cool things on your pillows, you also need cool things on your floor. It's a rug shaped like the USS Enterprise.
Also very awesome.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
There. Yeah.
Does it come with the dog?
Yeah, I'm only gonna buy it if it comes with the dog.
That's amazing. Well, I have one more thing before I go, I finish with my list here, and that is accessories for my board games. Because again, I like board games. I need accessories, and basically, I need ways to store board games properly and more awesome. So basically, I found this one site, and it is essentially different accessories you can buy, such as inserts for your games. There's one that I particularly liked, and that would be one for my Dead of Winter, because my Dead of Winter right now is all in little baggies. And this one just kind of makes it all nice and pretty, like.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, awesome.
Mhm.
So, and that is at Top Shelf Gamer. I found all these nice little inserts and coins and cool little things that you can do to your board game collection.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got. You guys have anything else?
I think we've got a couple more things.
Okay.
Jumping briefly back to Doctor Who, and I'm going to see if I can make this screen magic work here too.
This is the beauty of doing it online, right? And doing this on a video chat. You can pretty much just share cool things so people can see them. There it is. Oh, that's me. There it is. Oh, yeah.
This Doctor Who jacket. Check that out.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
On the inside.
Yeah. So that's kind of amazing. Of course, they're sold out completely. But
the dream is alive in my heart. I wanted that coat, and the moment I heard about it, I went to the site, and it was gone. Oh, it's a thing to be.
That's the way it always goes, isn't it? Everything that you're like, oh, I can't believe that. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and especially when it looks as cool as that. Like that's one of those things.
Like, bring back the coat. I need that.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
And then one of the last things we'll probably talk about here. Actually, no, we've got one more on top of it too. But this one I actually have here. It's The Private Eye. It's the new Brian K. Vaughan book. He was actually running this as a webcomic, as a pay-what-you-want webcomic. And he was never going to print it. So there's kind of a fun story behind that where the whole story is about how in the future the cloud bursts and all of your information goes out. And not just like your personal information, but like all the websites that you've been to. Even if you've like erased the history, like everybody knows exactly everything about you, what you were into, where you went, etc. There's a line in it that even says something to the effect of like, we're kind of never more honest with what we're into when we're by ourselves and can just go into all that stuff and have the fear of nobody finding out. No, just like, that's a weird and creepy idea, but accurate. So it's about that, and so he was never gonna. It was kind of like a fun thing to put on the internet, and he was never gonna print it. Robert Kirkman, who one of the co-creators of The Walking Dead and an Image partner, kept bugging him. You gonna print this? And he's like, no. Like, you gonna print this? And he goes, I'll tell you what. We'll print this when you let me and Marcos Martin do an original Walking Dead story for our website. And he said, done. So,
Oh, wow.
you're going to see a Walking Dead story by Brian K. Vaughan in the near future. His negotiation tactic apparently was hold out until A, they definitely want to publish this book, and B, I get the rights to do a Walking Dead story. Good
It's
negotiation.
like win for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And then the other thing, which I'm going to do the screen thing again.
Sherry thing.
This is...
Because it's awesome. You have
Uh,
to do it. There you go.
Lumberjanes hardcover. Whoops. Lumberjanes is amazing, and it's basically about a group of teen girls who are out at camp. You're a lot better at explaining this book than I am.
Sure.
Mhm.
It's all over one summer, I believe. We're at about maybe 19 or 20 issues, and I can't remember how much is in the Max edition. I think it's first two trades.
The first 2 trades, 8 comics. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's also all the covers. There's extra goodies in there, and they've done a really beautiful version for the hardcover. Like it's it's smaller than you think it would be, but it's very well, you can fit it in a backpack, so you can take it with you to summer camp. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know. Next summer. Lumberjanes is about a group of girls who, basically through like kind of the power of friendship. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
They fight mystical monsters, and they meet spiritual creatures. And in the last few issues of what's going on now, it's not in this book, but it will be in the next one. They meet a group of mermaids. So
Like you do.
I'm loving that. Also, the mermaids are in a rock band.
As they are,
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
obviously.
That is awesome. I have to say, I'm intrigued. 'Cause it was fine with the summer camp thing and the power of friendship and fighting, but as soon as you said mermaids,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
In a rock band.
And a rock band of all things, yeah. It just kind of pushed that over the edge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's like there's like an old lady who turns into a bear. There's a monster, like a big dragony thing in a
It
cave.
just has everything, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it
There's
does.
history, like it's because there's of course previous lumberjanes, so you get to meet some lumberjanes that have grown up, and you get the back
awesome.
matter of that. So yeah, I think everyone should check it out.
Awesome.
Well, Chelsea, do you have anything else that you'd like to add before we close?
I do. I saved the best for last. So this is something actually that
It's better than the pillows?
it is. that my boyfriend came across and showed to me, and I just think it's the coolest thing. And it's really something that you would do secretly for somebody else, a gift to be given in secret to somebody else. So there's this company called the Mysterious Package Company, and the tagline on their website is, "We tell stories you can touch." So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I'm just going to
I am intrigued.
pop that up there for everybody to see. We
Okay.
tell stories you can touch. So you sign up and become a member, and you submit a nomination for the person that you'd like to send a mysterious package to. And basically what it is like they send you basically like a mystery story in the mail, and everyone that they create is different. So they ask for a little background on the person
you're sending it to?
that you're sending it to, and they personalize every package that gets sent out. So what happens is it starts with something small, like a letter with some newspaper clippings and like some old photos. It's like the start of the story that has some clues in it. And that might come in the mail, and then you might not get anything for like 3 or 4 months. And then something slightly bigger will come in the mail, maybe like an old tin of film or something like that. And then nothing may come for a few months. And it all depends on how many times it arrives in the mail. Here's another page. CBC covered it, and they've got some great vines of like stuff that people have gotten. But each one culminates with you receiving a wooden box in the mail. And you open it up, and it's kind of the culmination of this story that you've been following, and some kind of like physical artifact.
Wow.
It's so cool.
This is intense.
Yeah. It's so cool. And then eventually at the very end of it, it's revealed that, like, this is from the Mysterious Package Company, and so sent it to you as a gift.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
Now I gotta.
That is amazing, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, when my boyfriend found it and told me about it, I was like, that's the coolest idea.
I don't
Because I love like all the old like old antique stuff, but like then having that element of like how so like the one that I heard described was like, so you go to the mailbox and you get this mysterious letter that says your like great Aunt Bertha has died and has left you this letter in her will, and you're like, I didn't even know I had a great Aunt Bertha. So it's like semi-plausible, and there's like clues, and like if you're actually paying attention as more stuff comes, you can kind of piece a story together out of the stuff you get in the mail. Yeah. Amazing.
That is so cool.
The Mysterious Package Company. Check it out.
Yeah.
You could be considered the coolest gift giver ever.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, well, I would like to ask before we close, where can we find Variant Edition on the web, in the real world? Where can we find you guys?
Well, we are located at Suite 102, 10441, 123rd Street in Edmonton, Alberta.
You can find us on the internet at variantedmonton.com. That's also basically our name for any of our social media. So Twitter at Variant Edmonton, Facebook.com/Variant Edmonton, Instagram Variant Edmonton.
Makes
So
it
yeah,
very easy.
those are the places you can find us.
And remind us again of the names of your awesome podcasts.
Sure. Well, the store one is called Yeggs and Bacon. It is a weekly podcast released every Wednesday.
And we also do Doctor Hooch, our Drunk Doctor Who podcast. That is released on Thursdays with a brief break during the holiday season because holidays. We always put one out for the Christmas special because Doctor Who always airs a show on Christmas. And but usually for most of December, it's just kind of like, all right, guys, we drink a lot.
It's just going to happen regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
And where can our lovely listeners and viewers find us on the web?
Well, we're also all over the interwebs. We have our own website at northernnerdnetwork.com or northernnerd.com. Either way, you can find us there. We also have a YouTube channel, which is crazy. And that is youtube.com/northernnerdnetwork. We also have a Facebook page at facebook.com/northernnerd. Twitter, northern_nerd. You can also find us on the Pulp Press, and you guys can email us at northernnerdnetwork@gmail.com, and you guys can send us your news items, whatever you guys like to hear on the show or whatever. Just talk to us, because we like to talk to people.
Awesome.
And that's pretty much it. That's all we have for this week. I want to thank everybody out there for watching and or listening to this edition of the Nerdcast. And I'll see you guys on the next one.